Welcome to MyLITV. From Manhasset to Montauk, we've traveled our communities to bring you the following events. I'm your host, Waldo Cabrera. MyLITV starts now. The Bethel Hobbs Community Farm is an 11-acre farm that grows vegetables exclusively for local food pantries.
The farm was owned by the Hobbs family for over 100 years, and when Mr. Hobbs passed away, he willed it to his church.
In the beginning, members of the congregation were told that the soil was depleted and nothing will grow in it.
I was just like, no, we got to do this. So when we actually had our first yield, we were like, oh no, this really is happening, you know? Then we called Lighthouse Mission, and they were our first food pantry, and they remain our biggest food pantry that we give to.
Anne has a very personal reason for supporting food pantries.
When I was younger, I was single with 3 kids, and I've had to go to food pantries a couple of times. Somebody was there for me when I once needed it, and I wanted to be able to be there for somebody else.
The farm has gone from growing a few vegetables in the original 100 by 100 foot plot to donating over 35,000 pounds of food.
And this year we were shooting for 50,000, which we kind of fell a little short to that because we had a little bit of bug infestation.
The dramatic increase in the farm's yield can be attributed to a few developments. One being better access to water.
I was bringing 5-gallon buckets of water from my house, and then thank God the neighbor across the street saw what I was doing, and he allowed me to tap into his well and run a hose all the way across the street. So we applied for a grant and we got a well. And we also have drip irrigation. So instead of watering above, we now water just the roots, so it helps conserve water.
The addition of a greenhouse allowed the farm to get an early start on the season.
A lot of the plants take a long time to germinate, but now we have our greenhouse. It's not heated, so it's a cold frame, but it definitely gives us a longer growing period.
And most importantly, as word got out about Hobbs Farm's mission, more volunteers turned out to help.
And in the process of growing with our volunteers, we teach them gardening practices. And that was one of the legacies of Mr. Hobbs, that the farm would be used to teach and educate people in farming and good gardening practices.
Programs like these add to the farm's allure.
I was just driving by one day and I decided to come in, and I haven't left. It was odd for me. I was never interested in farming at all. I don't have a green thumb at all. It was just called me. It just called me in.
Peter is another volunteer that was instantly attracted to the farm's mission.
We've been working side by side for all these years, from 2007, and I never left.
What are you proudest of that you've achieved in over 10 years?
That we're still surviving. That we're still doing it with all the ups and downs. There's a lot of downs, not enough help, not enough money, different bumps in the road.
Anne experienced another personal bump in the road. Her son was involved in a car accident and is now paralyzed from the neck down.
He was a big part in getting the farm running. So when we brought him here, his wheelchair sunk into the ground, and it was a little disturbing that a place that he helped start, he could no longer come to. With the help of Stony Brook University, we applied for a grant to the Christopher Reeve Foundation, and we received $16,000 to help build the wheelchair garden. It's great to be able to see people that weren't able to get out into the community have a place that they could come to, get fresh air, get their hands dirty, and help somebody else that needs it.